You're welcome. Philip Shaibu, Deputy Governor of Edo State, has in recent months been thrust into the limelight of national political conversation. I can't remember how many times we've talked about his affair on this program. Now, this is not unconnected with the frosty relationship that has developed between him, and you're seeing on your screen, and his principal, Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, in recent months. The fallout between Shaibu and his boss began after he publicly made known his ambition to contest for the next governorship election holding next year in Edo State. Governor Obaseki was said to have appealed to his associates who were interested in the governorship race to focus more on ensuring that the administration finished well and strong. Obaseki also went on to strip his deputy of state responsibilities that he had once controlled, such as revenue supervision and sports administration in Edo State. He was in charge of the Bendel Insurance Football Club. Now, Shaibu filed a case at the Federal High Court in Abuja against Governor Obaseki and other defendants, and he obtained an injunction to forestall his possible impeachment. Now, in August, some leaders of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP from Edo North, Shaibu's zone, disowned him, accusing him of being responsible for the crisis between Obaseki, the governor, and the former governor of the state, Comrade Adams Oshomole, who is now in the Senate, which led to their leaving the All Progressives Congress for the PDP. That's the accusation. The relationship between the two, Obaseki and his deputy, Shaibu, further deteriorated in that same month when Governor Obaseki sacked all the deputy's governor's media aides following a mild drama at a colloquium held to mark the 60th anniversary celebration of the Midwest referendum, where Shaibu's media aides and his security details were denied entry. Remember that one? In September, Shaibu staged a walkout during a church service that was held to mark the 32nd anniversary of the creation of the state, Edo State, after a security operative attached to the governor stopped him from approaching his principal to greet him from getting near Obaseki. Now, Shaibu, however, still expressed his loyalty to his boss. While he left the event, he called the press to one side and said he is loyal to his boss. Now, Shaibu, the deputy governor thereafter, initiated a process to end the hostility between himself and his boss by withdrawing the case that he had filed to stop his impeachment in the courts, a decision he said he took following the intervention of some prominent personalities in and outside of Edo State. Now, despite this, Godwin Obaseki, governor of Edo State, his principal, relocated Shaibu's office from the government house to a building outside the government house on September 11, 2003. Now, that new office, which is situated at number 7 Dennis Osadebe Avenue, close to government house in Benin City, the state capital, used to be the office of the Edo State Public Procurement Agency, a sign of the deepening rift between Obaseki and Shaibu. Well, today, the man, Philip Shaibu, made an official televised announcement of his intention to run for the office of governor, describing it as a call to destiny. We want to know really if that is the case. Tonight we have joining us Dennis, not Dennis Osadebe this time, but Dennis Osareti. He is a legal practitioner based in Edo State and in Benin City. Dennis, you've been smiling from ear to ear. What a drama. Nice to have you on the program tonight.
That was quite an exhaustive narration or summary of the events leading to today. Yes. I'm quite impressed.
Yes, Dennis, it's great to have you. Dennis, why do we normally have this sort of situation in Edo State? You know, before Adams Oshomole came in, there was some back and forth. There's always tension ahead of the next election in Edo State, even before the governor that was before the APC came in. What is it about Edo State that we see always this kind of situation with the governorship position always playing out tension and a lot of contention?
Yes, well, thanks for having me once again this evening. They don't call us the heartbeats for nothing. You know, that's probably because Edo occupy a very predominant, a very important and significant position in the nationhood, in the country Nigeria as of today. You know, and of course, Edo is made up, you know, right from where we were, the Midwestern state to Bende and now to Edo and Delta. Minicity or Edo State has always been the melting pot for political sophistication and a lot of exposure. So for all these events that is happening right now, it's nothing new. Looking at our recent history.
What is the current climate, in Edo State? Because when you have two politicians, they say when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. What is the current climate in Edo State? How are the people of the state feeling? I know it's hard to gauge because you have different opinions, but generally speaking, what's the view regarding this frosty relationship between the governor and his deputy?
Yeah, for me, judging from an objective standpoint from somebody who's watching from the outside, everywhere is peaceful, everywhere is calm. Business is going on as expected. Of course, it's not unexpected. Judging from the times that we are in, we are on the verge of a transition. Politicians are trying to heat up the polity. But I can tell you from the standpoint of view of somebody who is watching from the outside, everywhere is calm and peaceful. And I know people are not, they're not perturbed at all.
In your opinion, what's the current state of the relationship between the two? Have things calmed down a bit, or do we still have that tension between the two gentlemen?
If my memory serves me right, the governor, who is the chief executive of the state, has come out openly to say he has forgiven his deputy, and bygone is bygone. And then the deputy governor himself has come out openly, albeit belatedly, to also apologize to his boss for his, his infraction and his, more or less childish outburst, and all that, and his provocation. For me, the governor has said he has accepted his apology and he has moved on. So I believe the relationship has been restored back to normalcy, to my knowledge.
All right. Today's events didn't come without drama. We saw how Philip Shaibu, Deputy Governor of Edo State, circulated a letter or a memo, let's call it a letter, inviting members of the public, the press, his supporters, a special invitation to attend his what do you call it? An event. Let's call it that. An event by the Philip Shaibu Campaign Organization at Edo Hotels, 8 a.m. prompt. This is what it says. Special invitation dated 23rd November 2023. Special invitation on behalf of Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu Campaign Organization. I invite you to honor me with your esteemed presence as I offer myself to serve as a chief servant, in parentheses, governor of Edo State. Date Monday 27th. That's today. Time 8 a.m. at Edo Hotels. And then we later saw a flyer from a group known as the Progressive Supporters of the Obaseki Finishing Well group. Obaseki has said everybody should focus on the administration to help them finish well. So they call it Obaseki Finishing Well at the same venue for today, Monday 27 November 2023, time 7:30 p.m. That's 30 minutes before that event by Shaibu, same Edo Hotel. And then we saw in the papers this morning, this was yesterday, this morning, that the hotel had cancelled Shaibu's booking of its prem facilities. What are your thoughts on that drama, that episode?
Well, I'm not privy to that drama, and all that. So I would rather take those see them as maybe fake news or some media mudslinging. But to my knowledge, I'm aware that Deputy Governor had his event somewhere around a place called the Bishop Kelly Pastoral Center, and events went on smoothly. Nobody harassed him, and everything went smoothly from the reports that I've been monitoring online. So I don't really think there was any cause for alarm. Of course, as is already customary of Deputy Governor, he appears to always want to probably heat up the polity and try to cause a scene, anytime he wants to make any political move, his aide or his media handlers always find a way of planting some of these stories. Some of us are already getting used to his chicanery and all that. So I would not be surprised if those fake news were also planted in the media to try to skew the narrative in their favor. And I'm aware that there are events held somewhere in the Pastoral Center and nobody went there to harass him and all that. So for me, that clearly should be discountenanced.
Are you saying you're not aware of a group known as the Progressive Supporters of the Obaseki Finishing Well Group? Obaseki Finishing Well Group. You're not aware of that group?
I didn't see any statement or whatever that was issued by any group. I'm only telling you that based on the facts on ground, what we know as of today, the Shaibu group, whatever their name they are called, had a meeting of some sort at the Bishop Kelly Pastoral Center somewhere around Airport Road. And the event went well as planned. So nobody went there to harass anybody. And I think, in my own estimation, probably it is the same deputy governors, media handlers that are trying to sow this seed of discord, plant some of these fake news and fake stories everywhere, just to accentuate their political narrative. And I feel that people should discuss about such fake news.
All right, let's listen to, because I want to delve into what Philip Shaibu said today. Let's listen to some portions or excerpts from his declaration speech, and we'll come back to continue the conversation.
Back in the days, you did not just call me Mr. Constituency Project for nothing. In my time as a legislator, I delivered 49 constituency projects at the state level and 13 solid constituency projects within the short stint I had at the federal level. I fought the good fight for you, my people. Along the way, suffered humiliation, enjoyed many moments of victory, but I am thankful in all things. Have been bruised, but not crushed. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Badly hurt, but not destroyed. I resonate with the tireless, irresponsible spirit of the Edo people. By the grace of God, nothing and no one can stop us. After all, I be original Edo son. 100% homeboy. This is why today I stand before you with great conviction and resolve, as I declare my intention to run for the office of the governor of Edo State under the platform of the People's Democratic Party in the upcoming 2024 election. And I am confident that with your support, we can take Edo State to even greater heights.
All right, Dennis, quite interesting. I know you've taken the time to watch that declaration speech. What are your thoughts, generally speaking, on what Philip Shaibu said, throughout that speech? It was quite an extensive speech. We have the transcript, but share your thoughts in general of the entire speech with us.
Yeah, in all honesty, I'm very honest here. I've not had the privilege of listening to the full length of that video, but from the little excerpt I've listened to, clearly these are cacophony of sounds signifying nothing. It's just quite unimpressive, uninspiring. The statements or this speech by the deputy governor is not so. It's badly scripted. I want to advise his media handlers to do better this time. Trying to whip up all the unnecessary sentiments, for me, is quite unimpressive. As of today, we have over 10 frontliners, coming out from the PDP alone, not talk of the APC and even the Labour Party. So there's nothing really, outstanding about the credentials of the deputy governor. For me, it's quite unimpressive, and I feel, he probably has to go back to the drawing board and do a lot more better. If he really wants to sway the sentiment of Edo favor, yes.
The governor of Edo State went ahead to relocate him from his office to another place that looks really, and not too much like the deputy governor's office, despite the fact that Shaibu withdrew his case from the courts. Why do you think Governor Obaseki didn't, return the favor by taking a step back and sheathing his sword.
Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I don't speak for government. I don't work in government. I'm just an objective observer.
Yeah, just asking for your
from-
opinion. Yes, just asking for your opinion.
Yes, watching from the outside. And to my mind, the deputy governor himself was quoted as saying that he could operate from anywhere. So if he has been given an office, outside of the government house, probably around the Osadebe Avenue, this is also a government office. So the deputy governor can function from anywhere. So that for me explains why that office was allocated to him. So he has not complained, to the best of my knowledge.
But Shaibu tried to access his office where he normally works from, after the announcement was made that his things were being vacated. He said that he was not written to, he had not received any letter or memo, and proceeded to go to his normal office, only to meet the padlock at the gate. The cameras were there. We saw him.
But
he made calls, and he made some calls, and it was told on the phone that there was an order from above that his office should be locked. So it's probably not so true to say that he said he was okay to go anywhere at the time he went back to his...
I'm not privy to this narrative that you're putting to me. I'm saying, based on what we have on record, the deputy governor was reported as saying that he could operate from anywhere. So
okay, so now you're privy to it. Now you're privy to it because we have... now you're privy to it because we have the clips all over the internet. I can send you one to you, but you're privy to it. He tried to access. It's public knowledge. It's everywhere, all over the internet, all over the country. People discuss it on all the TV stations, even online as well. So now you're privy to that information. What do you think about it?
Sorry?
So now you're privy to that information. What do you think about it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, if the reports are anything to go by, that place where the deputy governor was trying to access forms part of the governor's office. All right. So where the deputy governor currently operates from is his office. So, and the deputy governor has not been seen complaining that the current location is hampering, his day-to-day running of the office of deputy governor.
No, but you said that he said he was okay with it. So what I tried to tell you, Dennis, was that he wasn't okay because he tried to access his usual office, deputy governor's office, and the gate was locked, from the outside. So
and I'm telling you, based on the facts available to me, that very place that the deputy governor tried to access forms part of the governor's office.
No, but he was there. He was. No, what I'm saying, the question I asked you, Dennis, you're a lawyer.
That is the fact of
You're a lawyer. Dennis, you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer.
Yes.
Before that relocation was done, Shaibu withdrew his case from court and said he's ready to make peace with his boss. And I'm saying that after that, he was in the deputy governor's office, where all the deputy governors in Edo State work from. And Gordon Obaseki, governor of Edo State, moved him out to Dennis Osadebe Road, the place, which was the state procurement agency office. That wasn't the deputy governor's office. That's not the official office of the deputy governor. You're aware of that. So I'm saying, what in your opinion, is responsible for Obaseki refusing to sheath his sword despite Shaibu withdrawing his case from court and proceeding to throw him out of the deputy governor's office in Government House to 7 Dennis Osadebe, which has not historically been the office of the deputy governor?
But the only thing that is permanent in life is change. So if, looking at the current situation of things, or probably in a bid to enhance the capacity, the functionality of the office of the deputy governor, a new accommodation was provided within the precinct of the government house in Edo State. I don't see anything wrong in that. I'm only telling you that based on the facts on ground, the deputy governor is performing optimally from his current location. And
okay, so you're saying that throwing Shaibu out of the government house to a compound that has sand and weeds inside that was occupied by a state agency. You're saying that he was thrown out. He was thrown out. You're
That
saying he
office,
was thrown out, please. You're a lawyer.
upgraded,
Was Dennis
and
your
it was
lawyer?
changed- it was-
Dennis,
it
you're a lawyer. He was
upgraded to
ejected. He was
status.
ejected from Dennis. When someone
Yes.
is occupying an accommodation and he's asked to
Yes.
vacate and he's forced to move his things out, that's ejection. So he was ejected.
Nobody-
you are saying that
nobody
governor.
ejected
You are
him.
saying that governor.
That's to correct you. That's to correct you
You're
again.
saying that Governor
particular
Dennis, you
building
cannot
forms
paint the
part-
narrative, repaint it. You're saying
forms
that
part
Governor
of the governor's
Obaseki,
office. Yes.
yeah, you're
Yes.
saying that Governor Obaseki did this to enhance the duties and functions and performance of Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu. Is that what you're saying, Dennis?
Sorry, I didn't get that. There was a glitch.
Yes.
Right? Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes, you're saying that Governor Obaseki ejected or moved, if that's what you're comfortable with, moved the Deputy Governor Shaibu from his accommodation to number 7 Dennis Osadebe Road, which is a government agency, a compound with all the mud. You can see we sort of pictures on our screen. We can show it again, and the weeds and all that. He moved him there to enhance his performance and to help him make him more comfortable. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, even the deputy governor himself was quoted verbatim as saying that he could perform the function of his office even from his house.
I'm quoting you. I'm quoting. You said he was moved there to enhance his performance. That is to make him comfortable and more productive.
From the facts we have available to me as of today, the office where he currently operates from is even more befitting for a deputy governor.
Okay.
From the facts available to me as of today, yes.
Okay. All right. Let's look at some of the things that Philip Shaibu said. He said that he is an original Edo boy. What do you think he means by this, and how do you think this will work in his favor in the coming election?
Yeah, well, like I said, I would like to repeat myself. The little except that I listened from the speech of Deputy Governor today were merely cacophony of sound, empty cymbals, defying nothing, just fury. Clearly shows somebody who is desperate at this point in time, somebody who, clearly wants to whip up unnecessary sentiment and create crisis where there is none. All right. So some of those issues that he raised, from during that speech were phantom. And I'm saying that whoever prepared that speech for him probably did a very bad job, and that script was not well scripted. It was uninspiring. It was very unimpressive. The deputy governor have spent 7.5 years in office, and yet, despite the fact that as of today, based on our political history in Edo State, he is one of the most privileged, one of the most visible, one of the most celebrated, haven't acted as governor for in a record time. Up to about 5 times he has acted as governor in this state. He was in charge of revenue. He was in charge of very lucrative MDAs and ministries. All right. So even had the privilege of doing so much as a deputy governor. All right. The governor gave him all the necessary support, gave him all the platform for him to shine as a deputy governor. So for him to now be coming to make some of these aspersions, being to make these insinuations or try to create crisis where there is none, is quite unfortunate. So that speech, to the best of my knowledge, was uninspiring. And I think the deputy governor can do better by telling us, giving accounts of what he has done with the current mandate that he has and what he is doing to assist the governor in finishing well. That should be the focal point of this discussion. What is he doing to sustain governance? What is he doing to enhance the capacity of the people who voted him into office as deputy governor, instead of using his resources and time as deputy governor to play unnecessary politics? So
Dennis Osariti, you're saying that if an individual is a deputy governor, he has no right to nurse an ambition to vie for the position of governor, despite what the Constitution says. So you're saying?
I never said so. I'm only saying that the speech he made was uninspiring.
And but you're saying he should rather focus on. But you just said, Dennis, that he should rather focus on helping the governor finish well.
He's currently deputy governor of the state. He shouldn't forget that role.
Yeah, but the elections are around the corner. Yeah, but Dennis, the elections are around the corner. Do you expect him to sit on his hands on his backside and do nothing?
For me and my group, what is more important is for governance, all right? Over and above politics. So the deputy governor should not be spending taxpayers' money. We pay for his time. We are his employers. cannot be using the time that it should be supposed to be easy to deliver on the dividend of the market to Edo people to be politicking.
So, what about all those meetings? What about all those meetings that Governor Obaseki had, before the last elections? Was he wasting Edo taxpayers' money as well?
We are talking about the deputy governor here. And we are saying that as a deputy governor, he has much more important things to do with his time.
Dennis Osariti, thank you so much.
And try to play
thank you very much.
Everything. Governance is governance.
Dennis, we hope to have you again. We hope to have you again on this program. Yes, we hope to have you again on this program very soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
We appreciate your time.